Welcome, one and all, once again to the Who Suggested This podcast, done weekly for your benefit. This is Drake and Dakota. I'm Drake.
I'm Dakota.
And we host the Who Suggested This podcast. And this week, we did a movie, much like every other week, but this time, the movie was shit.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Just like every other week.
Twas not a fan of this week's.
So the movie we watched this week was called Hashtag Horror or Pound Horror, depending on what decade you were raised.
Hashtag.
Yeah. It's that little crosshatch sign on your keyboard. And then horror. Horror.
I wanted a lot more horror from this movie.
I feel like they nailed a particular brand of horror. Like
No.
the kind of horror that is little shitheads and never have kids.
Oh God. Never have children like this. Don't be rich.
Just don't have kids. Just don't have kids.
Nah.
If everybody can stick to that, just everyone, the planet will be better off in 60 years.
The only thing I took away from this was don't be rich.
Nah.
Because they were all rich and terrible.
Nah.
Yeah.
Kids suck, man.
No.
They don't have to be rich. They can suck being poor too.
Their parents sucked. And they were what? Wealthy.
Yeah, I mean, don't be
That's
rich.
why the children
Don't
sucked.
be rich. Don't have kids. Don't be kids. Don't be girls.
Don't be anything. Just like, I don't know. Just don't exist.
Who did suggest this? Cole?
Buddy Cole.
Oh, BC.
Colesif on Insta.
Oh, Buddy Colesif.
Thanks, Cole.
Yeah.
For letting us view this with our eyeballs.
God, this movie was a lot. So I honestly would have knocked it up like 2 extra notches if they didn't like try to do all that fucking emoji movie shit all over it.
Oh.
Every time they did a scene transition, it was just like cartoons of emojis and like way too many colors and just shit flapping around.
I get what they're trying to do, I guess. Talk about how addicting and ADD-ified social media is. Like in all the
It was bad.
Games and flashes and all this stuff, but it's just the way they put it in the movie was just
bad,
excruciating.
It was bad
to my eyeballs.
It was a lot, too much bad,
too much bad,
Blech.
A lot bad. Bye.
So this is how the film done went. We are introduced to a girl whose mom is very concerned about her going to a party with all these rich girls and wants her to instead hang out with the 11-year-old next door.
The only adult in the movie that matters.
Doesn't seem to suck.
She seemed very sweet, and she knew that these girls were going to be a lot of bitches. So she was like, why don't you hang out with the 11-year-old? And the girl was like, oh my God, no, she's 11.
Mom, I'm 13. She's 11.
No, they're 12.
Oh.
First I was like, okay, well, how old is this girl? 14, 13. So 1 year older? Please. I was hanging out with kids 1 year younger than me. You know?
I know.
Hang out with the neighbor girl.
Hang out with the neighbor girl. She wants you to come over. So the first thing, they walk through this super weird house filled with like various artsy porn and eggs and tires and pennies. I don't know. There's just a lot of arty shit all over the house.
Wait, we missed the first scene.
No.
That sets it up.
A dad gets murdered by somebody who never gets explained properly throughout the film.
Yeah,
and so does his hooker, and both of them are 2 blocks from their home.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like the dad is sitting there having an affair, lets the girl out, and then the girl starts walking in stilettos into the. It looked like the woods.
Into the woods.
Which apparently later in the film we find out was like right around the back of the house.
Yeah, his house where his wife is calling him from, saying like, "You're cheating on me. Where are you? Are you having a meeting with that artsy slut?"
Basically.
I hate you.
So the dad's an art collector, which explains why they have all this stupid ass art in this house. I hate it.
It's bad, man. So yeah, that happens. Don't care. Little girl goes into the house, walking through the house. Dad's already dead at this point, but that doesn't really come into play for what seemed like hours.
They're doing like a midsummer thing with like the breathing effect on an egg painting or chair back. I don't know what it was.
That egg painting loves to breathe.
The eyes on everything was like moving or breathing. I don't know what was going on.
None of it ever came into play.
No, it didn't. It was dumb.
It was just they were just having fun. they were having a laugh, I guess, in the editing bay. So the girl walks through this big arty house and she's like, I don't see anybody. Hello, anybody, hello. And she like walks through 17 rooms. And when she gets to the last room, she hears them talking about her. And they're like, why did you invite her? Anyway,
She's poor. She smells.
she's poor. Her breath stinks.
I didn't invite her. So-and-so invited her.
She's not a princess.
Yeah. So, and then she walks in because she overhears all of this, and they're just like, "Oh, hi, welcome."
Oh, hey, we're friends. You're cool.
I like how they kind of like made a point to be like, she smells, and then they're like, "No, it's just her breath." And then she like pops a stick of gum in, and then like they never bring it up again, or like I was like, "What's the relevance? Just say she stinks. Just say she smells poor."
She just a stinky bitch. She smelled like fucking Dove unscented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, honey, you're poor.
You smell
Bathe with Chanel.
like dirt.
Yeah, so they're hanging out and they're like, where's Kat? Where's Kat? Well, Kat's off being scolded by her doctor father because of the things she's posting online. And it's a weird scene. And he's like, you just need to focus on school.
You need to stop bullying all of these girls. You need to stop being a bully. Dad, I'm not being a bully. We all bully each other. We're just friends. No, you stop bullying. You stop it.
I mean, what he said.
I fucking hate you.
I hate you. Everything he said made sense. Honestly, that conversation wasn't that bad. He was like talking to her, not yelling. And he was just like, you need to stop bullying, which is a fair point. You need to get off social media. Fair point. You need to focus on school. Okay, a little obsessive when she's 12, but you know, get the point. And then he's like, you could still go to your friends. You're not grounded, but you just need to take it seriously and not bully and shit. And then she just like, I hate you.
I hate you. I've always hated you. I hate you more than anything in the whole damn world.
More than everything. So she gets dropped off at the party, and then again, the girls have impeccable timing of when they want to talk shit about somebody. It's right before they walk in the room.
So then, you know, there's like a hangout montage for a minute.
Little sleepover shit.
Little like whatever, makeover. Let's take pictures and makeover.
Goes on for so long.
It takes forever.
They just put on a lot of clothing, put on some like, and then just take like a shit ton of photos. So we're just getting like, oh, snap.
And this is when all those fucking filters and all the fucking emoji shit's just popping up. Submit.
I think we're too old for this because we were exhausted.
Yeah,
And then the mom comes in.
I'm still exhausted. I'm struggling right now.
The mother. She's upstairs talking to her friend, talking about how the vortex of the house or something.
Yeah, the vortex of the house is haunted. Whatever. Also never comes into play.
Which caused some guy to start killing everybody in the house after
like
a party.
Andy Warhol's BFF.
The mom's a fucking nutcase.
Yeah. So it's whenever she decides that she's like, I have an errand to run and I'll pick up pizza on the way home. LOL. Goodbye. It's when she says that to the little girls, and then she opens up her like jewelry walk-in vault and is like, just play with all this stuff. By the way, there's a loaded gun in there.
Yeah, I thought it was fake.
Turns out not so fake.
Not so fake. But and then I love when the mom just gets in the car though with a rocks glass of gin,
vodka or gin, whatever. Just fucking like just getting loaded on the way to the errand. Turns out the errand was she was just going to church or something.
I think it was AA.
Oh, was it?
Because they made a comment like she still goes to those meetings, but she's still drunk. So why even go to the meetings?
Oh, that makes sense.
I think she went to AA.
I mean, those are usually in a church.
Yeah. But she was fucking hammered.
Yeah. That's fun. Okay, I kind of like that more now.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me.
Except she never got the pizza.
She never got the fucking pizza.
She just made me hungry. And for what?
Yeah, now I want pizza.
No, I want pizza.
You dumb bee.
But anyway, so the girls
So she leaves, and
yeah.
when she leaves, the girls start being progressively meaner to each other, calling each other fat, dumb cows, and way worse things that I just omitted from my brain. Well, God, I don't care.
And they're playing in the vault, and the girl they're all playing in jewelry, and the girl puts on a tiara, as a child would do.
Oh, you think you're a princess? You're not a princess.
You're too poor to be a princess.
Poor.
And then they called her a liar later, and they're like, you lied about being a princess. And Excuse me for putting on a tiara during playtime.
Fuck me, I guess.
Fuck me.
Thank you. I'll just go fuck myself. Mahalo.
So they bully each other until
Constantly.
The girl who got yelled at by Dr. Dad for bullying is bullying excessively, really bullying the fat girl.
This poor girl.
And goes on like a tirade, and they're like, you stop bullying her, you're being mean. She's like, it's not bullying because you all laugh. The rule is if you laugh, what I said isn't mean, it's funny.
And then they all just seem to let that slide.
Yeah.
They're like, fair point.
Yeah, I guess.
But then they just like keep ragging on that
Fat
chunky girl.
that fat bitch. Just keep ragging on that fat bitch. To be fair, she was a bit of a bitch.
She was a bitch. She was making fun of everybody, and so they turned it on her. And then they was like talking about like spin cycle and like you'll never take a cycle class. You're fat. And then the mean girl starts like going hard.
Yeah, she goes real hard until they just kick her out. They're like, you have to get out of the house. You have to get out of the house now. You're a dumb bee. You're a dumb bee and you gotta go.
You gotta go. And then she's like, no.
Please, I'm so sorry. We always do this. This is just how I thought we did it. No, you have to go.
Oh, look, it's the consequences of my own actions.
So she went outside and she called her dad hysterically, and her dad screened her call, and then she snapped.
Fucking snapped.
Spent the next hour and a half recording the girls through the bay windows on her phone.
You're supposed to think it's just a mystery person because I think we're supposed to think it's the guy that used to own the house that killed a bunch of people because he never like found.
I'm still a little confused about who killed her dad at the beginning of the movie.
That's what I was wondering.
Because this girl was clearly busy and couldn't be bothered killing dads.
The whole timeline of this movie is really weird because they were all in school uniform, so we'd all assume that it was after school, right?
I mean, it was because the timer on the camera, the whole movie takes place between 4:30 p.m. and 6 o'clock.
No, there's no fucking way because they do so much shit.
The movie itself is an hour and a half long, and it has time skips.
And we were not in real time. They were getting drunk. They were putting on bathing suits. They were synchronized swimming. They were changing out of bathing suits. They were like running around the house playing dress up. They were making fun of each other.
They were being assaulted by a grown-ass man with a knife.
There was a whole lot of shit. And like at one point I was like, it's still daylight outside? No fucking way. And then it was only 5 p.m. But by 5:10 it was pitch black outside.
Pitch black, moon in the sky.
They did not think that through. But yeah, so Kat is the really mean one that got kicked out of the house. So she goes missing. The dad storms the house asking like, where's my daughter? As a concern.
Kat, did she go with Nathan?
And then he fucking went crazy asking about some guy that they don't know, and then started like grabbing all of their faces, just grabbing them. And then he finds out that they've been drinking, and then he flips off the handle. I mean, they are 12, but still.
Grabs a knife and starts,
yeah.
You bitches, none of you, it's crazy to me that none of you will listen. None of you will show any respect or act with any human decency unless you're scared stiff, waves knife in face.
He's like, I'm going to call the police, and you're all going to be tried as adults. And it's like, for what? Your daughter
the only fucking person being tried as an adult here
is you,
good sir.
And like, I was like, they explained, they're like, she was being very, very mean, so we told her to leave. That's acceptable in any other house I've ever been to, but like, and the girl was like, yeah, she told me to kill myself, and the dad says,
maybe like, that was good advice.
That was good.
Fuck you, little bitch.
At that point, I was like, oh, okay. Clutch my pearls, heavens to Betsy.
No,
what a crazy man.
He clutched that other girl's pearls.
He did.
And she done RUNNOFT and then gets murdered.
Yeah. We'll find. I guess we'll figure that out. All these girls just.
There's no mystery here. We don't need to hide anything. There's no. The whole thing's a spoiler because you fucking none of it matters.
It doesn't.
All the little bitches die.
So, and then the dad starts running out in the forest, and he's
too long.
And he's like, cat, kitty, cat.
I'm gonna set a trap for her. I'll set a trap for you, you wild fucking animal. I'll fucking set a trap. As he's like piling up sticks.
How do we go from you're concerned about your daughter to calling her a fucking animal and that you're gonna set a trap for her?
I'll set a trap. And then he like tracks down the mom to her AA meeting, and like
they're having a conversation this close together,
and they're just touching so much,
just touching each other. Like, why are you so close to her face? But then she just walks away. I thought he was gonna kill her, but no. And then he just goes back to the house, I guess.
Goes back to the house, I guess.
But yeah, so the whole time they're being spied on and shit. They're having a weird time. And then one of the girls goes downstairs, sees that one of the girls is dead.
Oh yeah, because the fat bitch is being mean and fat again.
Yeah,
and she tells the poor girl to leave because if she wasn't there, you're a liar, and if you weren't here, none of this would happen, and we'd just be having fun.
Because the poor girl actually she went to go look for the cat girl and saw the dead dad out in the car from the beginning.
And was like, yo, bitches, there's a dead dad out there.
And they're like, you're a liar. You're a pathological liar. You lied about having sex. You lied about being a princess. You're lying about this dead guy out in a car.
Why would I lie about something like that?
Why would I lie about this party would be so much more fun if you were there while I eat my 10 cupcakes. She was eating them so weird, though. I'm not trying to like shame this girl.
She was kind of tearing
But
them.
her choice in that scene was messed up. She was just like just crumpling up a cupcake in her fingers and just mess all over. I'm like, it's bite-sized to be mess-free. Eat a cupcake,
It was a goddamn red velvet cupcake, too. Maximum mess.
You eat that shit right.
Maximum mess. Eat it properly.
So she's off on her own. And then, so now we're left with the chubby girl and this other really mean girl that we haven't talked about at all. And then they start going at it.
She's relatively okay as far as they all go.
Earlier in the film, she started the fat comments that led to that girl.
Did she?
Yeah, she was
Fair
like
enough.
constantly starting shit. But like, so after all of this,
She got trapped in a glass case of emotion.
She did. But it was like after all this fighting and shit, they just continuously still roast each other. And then they separate. And then she goes and dies on a glass tennis court.
Yep. She somehow ends up in a glass tennis court, stabbed in the neck, and then screams and then wipes her bloody hands all over until she takes a nap.
But at the same time, the chubby girl was getting killed by a slice in her neck as well. So
yeah,
Cat really can move.
Cat's a mover. She's a mover and a shaker.
It's a mess. So we got the poor girl left, and then the rich girl whose house everybody was at, right?
Rich girl shoots dad.
Well, the rich girl finds her dad actually dead in the woods and like tries to call her mom, and then she takes the gun and like, she finds a glove in the car, and she assumes that Kat's dad, who's a doctor, is the murderer. I didn't get the glove association.
I thought it was just, I don't know.
It was a glove.
I mean, it was the glove of the bitch he was fucking.
No, it was a glove. And she just looks at it, and then she goes, Dr. So-and-so, and then she runs off. There was nothing else there.
With a deagle, by the way.
Yeah, so she runs off with this little...
Picks up a Desert Eagle, not a little. That's a knock you on your ass gun.
A little bitch pistol.
Little BP.
No, these girls don't have their cell phones because they decided that they were playing too much on that app and it was making them upset, so they decided to lock them away. That's why they don't have cell phones. But she gets her dad's phone, doesn't call the police. So what? It doesn't matter.
She calls her mom, and her mom picks it up and is like, "It's my husband calling. I don't care that you're fucking that bitch, but I do care that you're calling me right after, and I never want to talk to you again." And she hangs up the phone, and her daughter's sitting there like,
Mommy? So she doesn't call 911, so fuck that bitch. And then so she runs back to the house after seeing the glove and being like, oh my God, it's the doctor. And so she runs to the house, and then the poor girl sees somebody dead in the house. The doctor comes in too, and she's like, oh my God. And then she looks outside and says, it's Cat. And then the dad's like, no, like, she's just unwell.
She's sick. I didn't think she'd hurt anybody. And then he gets shot with the deagle. Bang!
Because the girl comes back in thinking that that's a bad guy, and so she shoots him, as she should. Because he is bad. He thought he knew his daughter was capable of this. He says it and says, I just didn't think she'd do it. I thought she was fine. So I was like, whatever. He can die. He's crazy. And then they run out into the street.
And they have themselves an old Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
Where
school.
where Kat decides that she's just gonna shoot herself in the brain with the pistol that she pulled out of the safe.
Out of the jewelry
Just
vault.
points it right at her brain as the mom drives back up to the house. The mom screams. The end.
Yeah. So don't leave 12-year-olds at the house alone while you go on an AA/pizza run.
That's what we learned. AA pizza runs should not last an hour and a half.
All of this happened within such a short frame.
Yep.
So this is a PSA, kids. I mean, parents
And kids.
and kids.
Don't be left alone while your mom goes to an AA/pizza run.
Don't kill your friends.
Oh. Yep.
Or if you do, have a better plan.
Don't bully them. So much bullying.
I
Less bullying,
would
please.
Who hangs out with people that bully you like that all day?
I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure it does, but that is excessive.
That was a lot of bullying.
So much. I guess if you like to bully, then be friends with bullies. That way you guys can just like constantly back and forth it. Don't do it to, I guess, an innocent person that doesn't like to bully.
Yeah, but what if you're a giver, not a taker?
Then you can't give.
Oh, but they like to give.
No, I know. I'm sure they all do. They all don't want to take it, but you got to. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to be a taker. Nice.
All of them.
That's
do.
what we've learned. You got to be a taker.
Yeah, you got to take your turn.
You got to take
Getting
it.
roasted.
You gotta spit roast yourself.
Jesus Christ.
That's something different.
So, I don't think we were in the right headspace for this movie because it
sucked. It sucked. It sucked. It sucked.
It wasn't. It was just too smart for me.
I rate this movie 4 dicks cross-hatched in a hashtag sign.
2 cell phones.
4 dicks and 2 cell phones. You heard it here.
I'd say hard skip, kids.
Hard skip.
I know you like watching all the movies we watch. And
Every
then
single
talking
one of you
about
does it.
with us.
Every one of you.
Maybe don't do this one.
Maybe don't watch this one. You're welcome.
Yeah. I bet there was some takeaways.
Is this the
For
worst movie
society.
we've ever seen?
No. Hell no. Hell no.
No.
I don't care what you say. No.
No. It's not that bad.
It's better. It's worse than jujitsu. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not worse than jujitsu.
It's definitely not. ABCs of Death is still the worst.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
What was worse than ABCs of Death? Oh, see, that one I blocked from my memory. That one just doesn't exist.
Oh, you just don't remember the Forbidden
That does
Zone.
not exist in my head.
She locked the Forbidden Zone away in the Forbidden Zone of her brain.
I never watched the Forbidden Zone.
I've never seen it. What's it about?
I've never seen it.
What could it be?
I won't watch it.
I can't and I won't
Because
and I haven't.
I make good decisions for my mental health.
No, you don't.
So I will not watch that.
It's her favorite movie.
God damn it. Favorite character?
There
were so many good
I'm
ones.
gonna take a
Hot take?
not a hot take. I'm gonna deviate from our standard favorite character.
Oh, you're going to do the least favorite character?
Nope. I was struggling the entire film to decide who was the most unstable character in this film. Who had the biggest scoop of crazy in their brain nugget? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I do think that it was Dr. Dad. I think Dr. Dad had the biggest scoop of crazy.
Okay.
Because he was a grown-ass man and therefore was responsible for all of the shit that was coming out of his mouth directed at children. Whereas most of these characters were children and were the product of their environments for the most part.
Yep. Accurate.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I landed on not favorite character, but that dude's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Character of the film.
Yeah, that's true. He was. Well, my favorite character was Molly, the housekeeper that happened to disappear.
Oh
while
my
this was
god!
happening.
Yeah, where did that bitch go? She should have been watching the kids.
She should have been watching.
Why
the kids.
wasn't she just watching the kids?
So earlier in the movie, when the mom has her friend over and they're talking about like a whole bunch of bullshit and the horrors of the house and stuff like that, there's like this housekeeper or personal assistant, we're not really sure, because she just we don't see her until this scene and then we never see her again. She's like, Molly, I'm missing my 2 phones. Go check the kitchen. And then she comes in. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't find it anywhere. And then she's like, have you looked everywhere? And then she goes away for 2 seconds in this huge house. She must have only checked like the hallway. And then she comes back. I've looked everywhere and I don't see your phone. And then
You have not looked everywhere, Molly.
no.
It doesn't end up mattering. The phones were in her pocket the whole time anyway.
So it doesn't matter. And then we never see her again. And I'm like, where was she? And why was she not watching these children?
When all these bitches be killing each other.
Maybe she died. I don't know. Did she go home?
You know, it's possible she got killed. There might have been like a scene in there where I wasn't paying attention and or was distracted by all the colors.
There was not. No.
Okay.
I don't think there was. Unless it was like a tiny clip on the those like social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm
shit.
saying. Like during all the colors.
I don't think there was.
I don't know. They probably just forgot about Molly.
She's just there for one scene. But that's my favorite character.
Yeah, that's a character.
So. No fun facts. I'm not looking it up.
No fun facts, and I don't want to relate to this film at all. When I was 12, I don't know. Me and like my 2 friends just laid around watching Godzilla movies and drawing big monsters.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this is what rich popular kids do.
I was not those.
I was not either.
I
So
was not those.
who are we to speak on this?
I'm not an authority figure on this, guys. I know that I look like one, but
I know I look like a 12-year-old popular rich kid, but guys, I'm not. I'm sorry.
I mean, my name is Drake.
Like the singer?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so recommend, go watch it.
No, recommend us movies. Put more movies. And they can be this bad. I don't care. It's fine. I'm really apathetic right
I know
now.
he seems like he's really into watching more of these kinds of movies.
Just put more movies. Just give me something else to numb the pain.
We're getting through the list, kids, but we're going to need more.
Help me numb myself. Help me numb myself.
I don't think that's any of our problems.
Help me.
Numb your own self.
No, I need your films. Numb it with the films. Recommend
I think you have Forbidden Zone over there. You can go watch that. You own that now.
I do. Put them on the website. Put them on the website.
So guys,
Email
suggest
them.
on our website, suggest on our Instagram, suggest on our DMs.
Tweeter.
Go watch last week's episode or go listen.
Last week's was probably super fun. That was High School Musical. Let's go back to the good times.
Let's go back to the good times. All in there. So yeah, listen, watch, do whatever you want to do. But we enjoy the support. We welcome the support. We love the support.
And thanks as
And
always
thanks-
to our Patreon.
Yeah. Join our Patreon.
We love you, Drew.
Join Drew in our Patreon.
Join Drew.
He's alone.
He's so lonely. Patronizes with him.
Thanks, Cole, for suggesting this one. It's not our worst movie, so good job.
Try harder.
No.
Goodbye.
No. Don't go worse.